Hello everybody and welcome to my latest video. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed today's video, please do leave a like and subscribe if you want to help support me and my Get Lit t-shirt. Banging. Banging. It's pretty silly, I know, but I like it. So today, we're going to be talking about Amberlynn Reid and how much of a big problem she is. Amberlynn Reid is a YouTuber that focuses a lot on food-based stuff, dieting. She talks about her relationships, she talks about her animals, and there's a lot to cover on Amberlynn Reid. So for today's video, I'm only going to be focusing on her horrible mistreatment of her pets and animals. It's pretty horrible what I've seen her do. She is incredibly uncaring towards her animals, very much an abusive pet owner. So, without further ado, let us tuck into today's video. So, before we get started, I have a lot of problems with Amberlynn Reid, and they stretch through various topics. You have her poor dieting and her complete lack of willpower and inability to stick to a diet. Then we have her excuses. She comes up with excuses for every last bit of her life. And then we have the sympathy. That's a big problem of hers. She is always desperate for sympathy. You have videos such as this one. It's called Just Panic Attack. That's it. And there's no caps or anything. It's just, I really dislike titles that are just all lower caps. It does my head in, but that's just me. In this video, she discusses how she has been prescribed Lexapro, which is escitalopram, and she was on it for 3 months and then just decided to stop taking it for a week. It's just a stupid thing to do. You should absolutely not just stop taking antidepressants. It's a great way to completely screw up your mood. On top of this, the video is titled Panic Attack, but it is very clear that she doesn't understand what a panic attack is. A panic attack isn't fake tears and grasping at sympathy. A panic attack isn't filming yourself doing it and then adding 6 adverts to the video. A panic attack is when you feel like you're dying, like completely dying. I've talked about Touch Delight and his panic attack. It's very unlikely that you're going to film yourself having a panic attack, but I can understand that you may see filming as some kind of comfort and you gain comfort from doing that. Fair enough. But it's not a panic attack at all. That's a massive over-exaggeration of you just crying in your car. So she does this kind of thing a lot. She will blame a lot of her laziness on conditions, ability to lose weight on things that aren't really related. As well as this, she has a lot of problems in terms of her relationships, how she's been a fairly abusive person. But the main thing I'll be talking about today is her poor care of her animals. It's not good. We'll be mainly looking at a video from Sour But Tasty, who has put together clips from Amberlynn Reid's videos, and it displays fully the problems she has when looking after her pets. Okay guys, so first of all, we are going to be looking at a fairly recent video from Amberlynn Reid titled Animal Control Came, and this is about animal control turning up at her house. Basically, the gist of the video is that she is discussing how being a YouTuber comes with problems, such as people harassing her, calling her job, trying to get her fired, and so this most recent case is that someone called Animal Control on Amberlynn Reid, and she just is baffled by this. It's just the haters. There's no real evidence behind any of this, and that's not true at all. There's actually plenty of evidence to you being a very much abusive pet owner. So, to further give you guys context, we're going to start taking a look at this animal control video, and as we get through it, I will be dismantling the points she's making, backing it up with evidence that I have. So, first of all, though, she has a dog called Twinkie, and she has some kittens as well. They're adorable, but you won't be liking what you'll be seeing today if you're an animal lover. So, first things first, let's take a look at this video.
So, as you guys know, being on YouTube has its pros and obviously its cons. And something I've experienced being on YouTube is people, back when I used to be like a PCA worker, or I used to work as like a data entry person, people will contact my job and try to get me fired for several different reasons. Not only people hate me so much that they want to leave me hate comments, that they want to actually go into my real life and also ruin my life that way. People think I'm an animal abuser. And it's sad that people can paint a picture of me online and all of a sudden that's the picture they believe.
See, the thing is, no picture is being painted here that isn't reality. No context is being twisted. This isn't just word of mouth made up nonsense. This is heavily backed up by evidence on your channel of videos of you being horrible to your pets, their living conditions, the way that you move around your kitten when she's just a kitten. So she has a dog called Twinkie, and as I said earlier, we're going to be looking at a video from Sour But Tasty. This is where most of the evidence will be coming from around her animal abuse. It's basically a selection of clips that are all revolving around this subject. And they've done it in a very nice way, so I'll put a link to Sour But Tasty's channel in the description and the link to that specific video because it's quite good. So she has a dog called Twinkie, and basically a lot of people got very upset because Twinkie, you could see, has these really overgrown claws. This means a few things. First of all, it means that you're not taking Twinkie out for walks, because when you take your dog out for a walk along paved paths or roads, their claws will naturally scrape against the floor and it will file them down. So this is showing that you don't take them for a walk, which is bad. Really bad. And let's take a look at a recent video of hers where she explains that she hasn't brushed her hair in a week, but not only that, she hasn't left her house in a week either.
So today is August 17th and it's been exactly a week since I went outside. 95% of the time I spend it in my bedroom, on my bed. It's also been over a week since I have brushed my hair. If you guys know me, you know I love shopping and I love going out to eat, and I haven't even done any of that.
So from that, you just said you haven't left your house in a week, which is really bad for a start, and that kind of makes me think, well, has your dog left the house in a week? It doesn't really sound like it. Do you have your dog in this video? I'm pretty sure you still have your dog. And this is a very recent video, much after the animal control video. So clearly, you haven't learned anything from this. You're just saying that it's the haters when that is absolute rubbish.
They don't know the real me. They don't know anything about me, really. They're just assuming that they know things about me, which is pretty pathetic.
No, that's rubbish. No one's assuming anything. Time and time again, YouTubers do this. It's like Anision. He says people just twist their context and get this bad image of me, when it's like, no, there is a lot of evidence to back this up. It's not just random assumptions. People don't just hate on you for no reason. That's the thing. You are also trying to manipulate people by saying that, because it is true. And let's continue.
So I have been told relentlessly on the daily for years now, I'm calling animal services on you. I'm calling animal services on you. And I'm always, just hearing that worries me, because it's like, why would someone want to literally take, I have 3 animals, a dog and 2 cats. Why would people want to, well, first of all, take the time out of their life to ruin someone's little mini family, which is this is my mini family, when there are people actually abusing animals out there.
People want to take the time out of their lives to do this because they care about animals. It's as simple as that. And it's pretty obvious that you don't care for your animals. I don't really know why you have them? Is it like they're a little accessory type thing, or do you actually care about them? Because if you actually cared about them, then you would care for them, which you don't do. You don't take your dog for walks. Your cat litter tray, as we can see in Sour But Tasty's video here, is an absolute mess all the time. Check this out. And furthermore, let's take a look at a clip from Sour But Tasty where you and your girlfriend, I think, are being just horrible to your dog in this clip. For a start, you hit the dog because it nipped at the cat, but you forced the cat into the dog's face, and then you hit it for your own stupid mistake.
Easy child. Nobody. Nobody.
It's baffling how you can't see what a problem this is. This is why people want to take the time out of their day to do this. Yes, there are people that abuse their animals far worse, but that doesn't mean you're not abusing them. This is like the Daddy 05 thing. No, they're not beating the crap out of their kids, but it's still abuse. It absolutely is, and you're just making up excuses for this, as you always do.
It's like, if you care so much about animals, go work at an animal shelter. Go actually call animal services on people who actually abuse their animals. Like, why are you coming at me when I love my animals more than I love anything or anybody like in my life? And I'm not even exaggerating. The people in my life know that because they see that. You guys only see glimpses. It's just pathetic that people want to literally ruin my life.
One, it's not pathetic, it's understandable in my opinion, and two, you're the one ruining your life. That's pretty obvious. All you have to do is look at yourself for a start, and I'm not at all fat shaming. I'm just saying that you need to put in more effort. I know you may have issues with depression. As I was saying in the Touch to Light video, it's hard to talk about subjects like this because I really don't know the extent of your depression, and I don't want to assume things. However, it's pretty evident that you massively exaggerate, you self-diagnose, which isn't good at all. It's really hard telling what's true and what's not, and I will be covering the mental health side of things in a future video, but until I have more evidence to back up my points, I'm not going to be discussing much of that. But what I do know that comes with depression is a lack of motivation. I really do understand that. I have a big problem with that myself, so I get that. But if you really loved your animals, then you would care for them. I don't know whether they just make you feel comfortable, or as I say, they're like some kind of accessory, but if you cared about them, you would care for them. With your dog, really long toenails, you don't take him for walks. You don't take him for walks! That's ridiculous. But not only that, once it's evident that their nails are really long, this dog is in pain every time it walks. So if you haven't taken it for a walk, you would have thought that you'd clip his nails, that goddamn difficult thing to do that would take 1 billion years. Bloody get on with it, woman. Jesus Christ.
A lot of people are always like, you don't take care of your animals. Look how skinny, look how fat, look how horrible, look how this. Oh my God, look at her nails. Oh my gosh, listen to her breathe. That's what you guys say about my animals. Rude, first of all, geez.
What? What do you mean rude? How is any of what you just said rude? People are pointing out how how much of a poor state your animal's in because you don't look after them. And that's rude. What's rude is not looking after your animals. So she just brought up the point about their nails. Look at their nails. Yeah, look at them. Like, actually, look at them. They're there. This isn't an assumption. This isn't hearsay. This is a thing that you can see with the eyes you have in your head. Unless you can't see down that far, I'm not going there.
So with that, you guys always think that I'm just like this horrible person and that animal shelter or animal services need to be called on me. Well,
I actually don't think you're a horrible person, to be honest. I don't see that. What I do see is manipulation, craving for sympathy over things that you don't need sympathy for, pathological lying, and the mistreatment of your animals. But another big point to make is, like in that video I showed you a second ago, where she said that she hasn't left the house in a week, she hasn't brushed her hair in a week. You can't look after yourself. So how the hell are we to believe you're looking after your animals? Again, we can see that you aren't. This isn't hearsay. So how can you look after your animals? If you really cared for them, you would pass them along to someone that is more capable of looking after them.
and all of a sudden I get a knock on the door to my bedroom. Eric comes in and he was like, someone called animal services on you. And I'm like, yeah, I know, this happens a lot. Like in my head I was thinking, he's like, no, they're literally at the door. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I was seriously scared, because it's like, when people are going to say, okay, Amberlynn is an animal abuser, people are going to believe that, because that's just the way society is, isn't it?
No, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what do you even mean by that? Why? What? Why would people just believe that because that's the way society is? What do you mean? What do you mean, people just believe lies about you, or just people just believe lies when they're told lies? I don't know what the hell you meant by that, but that's not true. And that's absolutely not true when it comes to animal control. They're going to be looking at the facts and the evidence. They probably looked around your house. I don't know what state it was in. If it's anything like the state it's in Sour But Tasty's video, then I can see them having some problems here. There's evidence, and it's bad that you can't see that. It's evident that you don't know what you're doing at all, and that's going to create real problems for your pets.
So I'm nervous as all heck.
Also, why are you nervous? You haven't, in your mind, you're not an animal abuser and you've done nothing wrong. What's there to be nervous about? Is it because deep down you know that you've done wrong here? Possibly.
And then the one guy who I will be talking to is just standing there, and I'm like super scared. But he was like, you know, we've had calls, da-da-da. So I sat there and I explained to him what I do for a job. I explained to him that there are people who want to literally ruin my life, which is, putting it lightly, people literally do want to ruin my life. They want to see me alone. They want to see me hurt.
In this sense, no. People don't want to ruin your life. You're doing a good job of that yourself. It is you that's done this. Animal control isn't there because people just want to ruin your life. Animal control is there because you've done wrong.
So he tells me that there has been a call, which, the funniest part of it all, the person who did this literally called the wrong place. So first of all, you're dumb. They called somewhere that's like 4 or 5 hours away from even where I live, but that place ended up calling the place near me. He ended up coming, and he says that he gets calls all the time that are legit, but he also gets calls that aren't. So it's his job, and he literally called himself a professional. He had a shirt that literally looked professional even.
Whoa, he had a shirt. Woo! What a professional chap. What a serious pro. What an expert. What? And people aren't dumb for getting the wrong place, that would mean you're assuming that people know exactly where you live, and they called the place near to you anyway, so it didn't change anything, did it?
Because this is what I live with. I live with people leaving horrible, mean comments down below and people believing them. I know this is real life, and YouTube and real life are two different things, but for a minute there, I thought that he was going to be like everyone else. I thought that he was going to believe what was said about me, but thankfully he was here to witness. So he said that this person said that Twinkie's nails are super, super long. He said that Twinkie supposedly had scabs all over her.
Well, this is another thing. Most of these comments are truthful. They are filled with facts. YouTubers don't just end up having comments like this because they're a YouTuber. YouTubers end up having comments like this when they do stuff wrong. A lot of the comments I've seen are basically 100% accurate when it comes to your pets especially. So I don't know what you mean there, and why would the professional chap be like them? He's there to witness evidence and facts. So the thing is, what he can't witness is how regularly you walk your dog. What he hasn't witnessed are the videos online showing you pulling your kitten around by its paws, its week-old paws, Jesus, and chucking it behind you. He hasn't seen that, but that happened, and it's a shame that he hasn't seen this. Hasn't seen this evidence. All you would need is for your house to be a little bit tidy, which is probably a rarity, and there we go. There's not much he can go on.
That she has been wounded and hit.
That she's been hit?
Nope.
Gosh, no. Never.
Nope.
That would never happen, would it?
Nope.
Not once. Not ever. No, that's just an illusion. That's a mirage. Get that out of there. Get that away. That's nothing. That's just, we'll forget about that.
No, and he said in his words that professionally, Twinkie looks great. Obviously I was like, yeah, I know she is a little bit overweight. I kind of feed her too much. That's never a bad thing. If you feed your animal too little, then yeah, that is a little bad.
Overfeeding your animal is never a bad thing, eh? This is an absolute perfect representation of the way your mind works. What? No, that's not at all always a good thing. That can be a really bad thing, especially when you're feeding them the absolute wrong food. And no, I doubt you beat your dog. I highly doubt that. But this is the thing. You don't have to beat your dogs to death to be an animal abuser. It can be a lot more simple than that. The untidy, unclean environment that they live in. Let's be honest here. As I said, you can't look after yourself, so how are you going to go about looking after these animals? It's just very, very unlikely to happen. And he has to go on the evidence he's seen. But the thing is, the people in the comments, me, I've seen videos that you've posted, and Sour But Tasty's compilation, and plenty of other examples of how you are not good to your animals at all. So this pretty much concludes what I want to talk about here. It's not good. I really hope that you give them the love that they deserve, not the love that you think they deserve, like overfeeding them. So yeah, as I say, they're the points I really wanted to make here. I will be doing another video on Amberlynn in the future, possibly a few more, because there are lots of different subjects that I can talk about here. Hopefully next time I will be talking about the mental health, the sympathy, the relationship side of things, because there are big problems in all of these areas. But as I say, I need to look into these subjects more to get more of an idea of what I want to talk about. So that pretty much concludes this video. Before we go, let us take a look at some fan art. Woohoo! Before we get into that, I want to give a massive thank you to Alex Drexhagen. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, so sorry if I'm not. But she has made the background image I've been using in this video. She made it as a header like this. I just haven't found something to use it for yet, but then I suddenly thought, why don't I have it in my videos? So thank you so much for making that. I really do appreciate it. Now, on to Lynnie's fan art. So, this fan art is coming from Lynnie, and she basically said in this email that chibi isn't her strongest art form, and she usually does more semi-realistic anime. And I get this a lot. She says, I apologize for the low quality and that kind of stuff, and I'm always like, what are you talking about? I don't understand what you guys ever mean by this, because I always love what you draw, and this is a really good one. Like, this is really good. This is very much the style of anime that I love. As you guys probably know, I'm into my cutesy stuff. She also mentions in this message how much the streams are of use, and I am really glad. Thank you so much for joining me on my streams. I'm glad that they can be of some help. They are in a way becoming some kind of support group, and I'm absolutely fine with that. It's exactly the same for me. It's no different. I find it very relaxing. It's a nice release. I'm able to talk about my feelings with a lot of people that are going through similar things to me, so that's nice. It's really nice. But anyway, onto the artwork. She says, now to explain the picture, what I'm holding is my feral little bundle of pain, Gypsy. Just got her in November, and she's the meanest little you'll ever meet. She would definitely beat up your cat. So let's take a look. Love it. I just love this style. I like chibi. I like cutesy stuff. I really like the way you've done the eyes and the mouth. The expression is wicked, and you've got the proportions right for chibi. I've tried doing chibi. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. It actually gets a little bit difficult when it comes to the right some kind of proportions, like big-headed but big features but small body, that kind of stuff. And I just love the expression on the cat's face, as if to say, get off. My cat can beat up your cat. Probably. Smudge is so gentle that it's more than likely. Yeah, I what can I say? I love it. Just love how angry the cat looks. Brilliant. So thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it. If anyone else wants to send me any fan art, you can do so on my Twitter, which is @physic_gaming. I want to change that soon because I don't do much gaming stuff anymore. Or if you don't have Twitter, let me know down in the comments, and I will send you my email address. So yes, I'm probably going to be making a fan art email address soon to make it easier for people. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you joining me today. If you enjoyed today's video, please do leave it a like and subscribe if you'd like to help support me and my Get Lit t-shirt. Take care, guys. I will see you in the next one.